What's up, Myers friends and family? I am Nick, and today in this video I wanted to show you a little bit about our Baby Lock Presto II. You may be considering this machine, or if you haven't already, I think that you might by the end of this video, especially if you're considering to upgrade from one of our entry-line Baby Lock models. So the Presto II sits only a couple steps above our basic machines from Baby Lock, which are the Zest, the Joy, the Zeal, and the Jubilant. Being the step up, you get a size upgrade with this machine. It's not only larger, but you have enhanced throat space here. So you have a better workspace to use for projects. If you've ever felt cramped on your current machine, or if perhaps you want places to put your hands and you can't, say for free motion, this is going to be a great contender for you to consider. If you have any questions, I would love to answer those for you. I'll be demonstrating some of the features, going through what I talk to people about here in our store, and I've been doing it with machines like this for the last 10 years. So if I haven't answered your question, please leave me a comment in the comments below, and I'll be happy to get back with you. So why I love this machine, there's probably about 6 reasons why, and I'll try to go through those with you and show some footage of using those features as well. So I already talked about probably my first one, and that is what most people see first when they see this machine in our store, is the amount of space that you get. That's quite an upgrade for a lot of people. But not only that, we have our advanced needle threader. This is a quick and attractively speedy machine. So this will run up to 850 stitches per minute, which is above the average. And what I love about the speed, it's not actually how quick it goes, but how it regulates that. So you have a lever here in the middle that will allow you to set your speed properly. And if you're anything like me and you've had problem, consistently applying pressure on a foot control, or you just, worked out or hiked or did anything physical, that's probably the last thing you want to be doing with your foot. And you can use the start and stop button or foot control if you still want to, but nonetheless, this will control your speed so it's consistent every time. And I just love that because it will keep everything in time. It will make sure that my stitches are turning out properly, and I don't have to worry about that extra layer. I can focus on the actual sewing. So that's great. That's one of mine. Another thing that I hear from a lot of people is they enjoy how many stitches or patterns are going to be included for you. So you have 100 different stitches to pick from. They're all built into the machine, and they kind of range from utility stitches, as you get more gradual into buttonholes, into some more complex stitches, hemming stitches, and then there's the decorative menu as well, plus monograms, which you can use to signify the end of your project. I have a lot of people that will use this lettering system to say, this quilt was made on a such date, to and from, kind of like a label at the end of their project. And what's really cool about this machine is when you jump to a stitch you haven't used before, and honestly, I've been doing this for a pretty long time, there's still stitches I haven't used. And so when I jump to a new stitch, I don't have to, break out a rule book and try to find out how to properly set that stitch. It's going to automatically set the stitch width and length appropriately for the stitch that I picked. Now, if I want to fine tune that further, I sure can. So I'm going to show you a little bit about this machine, how it stitches. We're going to show the consistency of that stitch, what it looks like on different fabrics, and how to use some of the features. Alright, so let's start off with something basic. I just want to show you how it handles our cotton fabric, a quilting cotton, on a regular straight stitch. I think you're going to be impressed by the look of the stitch, but here we go. So this is just on a single ply right now. As you may have seen, I can touch this handy trim function button to get it to cut. And here's the stitch out on the back using a white thread and the purple on the front. So let's go a little bit deeper. Let's get a little more complex. As I get up to this seam, I'm going to turn the fabric to add some extra layers. And I also want to show you when I have these 2 automatic functions enabled, that it'll do a automatic reinforcement and a automatic trim function at the end of the stitch. So check this out, pretty cool. Again, show you the difference in the speed control that we noted earlier. Here it is on its slowest setting. Really not picking up too much speed at all, so let's speed it up. Here's a little bit quicker. That's where I like it. When I get close to this seam again, I'm going to turn it under. Let's add a couple layers there. See how it handles it. Not bad, not bad. We could go even further. So let's do like, what would this be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers here at the seam. No problem. I can hit that reverse or reinforcement stitch to perform that function so that it's done the same thing in the beginning as it has at the end of my stitch. And it's cut the threads so it's ready to be pulled out. And there it is, going through all those layers. That is currently set to a 2.5 stitch length, but if you would like to lengthen it out or shorten it, you do so here on the menu, and that changes the millimeter distance. So this machine can go up to a 5 millimeter length, which I'll show you now. Just so you can see the difference on screen. That's what a 5 millimeter length looks like. Pretty large. And what about a zigzag? What about an overcasting stitch or something like that? Well, I'll just turn my edge here and show you what that looks like. You can quickly jump to your zigzag from the shortcuts menu here on the keypad. That's number 5. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play with it and see kind of how close I could get it to that edge and where I'm happy with it. So let's see. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna go with that. What's nice about these feet is you can see your fabric through, so you can make sure you're on point. Whether you're trying to judge for a seam allowance or you're looking at the edge of the seam like I am, wanting to be close to it. Just great tension on this machine. I haven't applied any additional changes or settings. The tension knob is located right here, and this would be a good point as well, just to mention that we have a whole tutorial video on this machine, which I will also link in the description. Now what about some fun stuff? I want to show you how I use this machine to create some decorative stitches, and for that purpose I'm going to add some stabilizer to the back so that the stitch comes out nice and pressed. This is a cool button too. This will automatically finish the decorative stitch that you're on. I'll show you what I mean by that is all of these stitches have different endpoints, start points and end points, and it'll stop at precisely the end point so that you don't follow on to the next character, so to speak. So you can see it finished up right at the end there. There's a lot of others to play with. You have satin stitches, you have the monogramming. You'll just have to get this machine to try them out for yourself. So I've shown you how it works on some cotton. Next up, let's talk about a knit fabric. So this is just like a stretchy knit that we had. So I've switched my thread color in the hopes that you'll be able to see it a little bit better on this darker fabric. I've chosen a saddle stitch or a triple stretch straight stitch. Try saying that 5 times fast. And I just wanted to show you how it works with a knit like this. It does allow you to stretch it while you're sewing if that's something you may need to do if you're attaching elastic, keeping fabrics together. here's how it looks after. And lastly, I wanted to show you how it handles a jeans seam. So now that I've stitched just a basic seam, I'm gonna fold that over, and that is pretty much what you see on pant legs and the intersections on jeans. This is real denim that we have here, so I know that if this machine can handle the real stuff, it's not gonna have any problem with any of the lighter denim or anything that's polysynthetic. There's that, how that looks as well, and on the back. And just for kicks and giggles, I'm going to layer this up completely and defy the laws of denim and go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers here. So I'm gonna do that by coming up over the seam so I can show you the beauty of this foot as well. This comes with the machine. It's your general presser foot, and it's great at handling jean seams. It's got a button that helps you level it out. Watch this. So if you've been following along, you'll know that I've pointed out 5 different reasons someone may want to purchase a machine like our Baby Lock Presto II, but I said there were 6. The last one is the lighting on this machine. You have LED lighting, you have one quadrant of lighting here and another here down near the needle at the perfect spots for you to see what you're looking at, what you're sewing, the project in front of you, and especially for threading the needle. Even though it has a needle threader, you may run into circumstances when you're using really fine needle or a twin needle or a wing needle where you're gonna need to see it, and luckily that light here has your back. So I hope you've enjoyed. If you're interested in this machine, you can shop our website, you can comment, call. This has been Nick with Myers Sewing. I hope you enjoyed. Take it easy.